Hi everyone! So today I thought I will share my experience with the Heidi Swapp Color Shine Spritzer, I think it's called, the full name. I have ordered mine off Amazon and I have ordered 3 packs. They came in a packaging looking like this. So it says here Color Shine collection, and unfortunately it doesn't say anything on the actual box, so I had to go back and look up what these collections were actually called. So one of them was this one, so you get 3, and this collection is called Creamsicle. The colors are butter, coral and peach. Second collection is called Candy Shop, and these are the colors. So you get a mustard, a citron and amethyst. I will go through what these colors are exactly in a second. Third collection was this one, navy, ocean and teal. So these are the small bottles and they are 29.6 mils, so I'd say almost 30 mils. And so I have made swatches about 24 hours. Something is causing a shadow, the bottles are. So about 24 hours ago I have made these swatches, and when you swatch them they actually dry really quickly, the swatches themselves, but what takes time are the splatters. Now they take a long time, and actually some of them still after 24 hours, like the navy, this one is particularly taking long time, because even now if I go with a finger I can get a stain from it. So others are fine, like this one, and I think Amethist is okay, feels a bit tacky. This one still came off a little bit, and this one is okay, this one is okay, this one is a bit tacky, and this one comes off. So few of them come off, and but not all of them. So let's quickly go through the colors. So I have made 2 color swatches, one in my swatch book and the other one on a piece of paper, because this one is quite a rough paper, as you can see, so it's quite textured, and then this one is a flat watercolor paper. So this is what the swatches look like. If I tilt them a little bit, you will see that they are actually shimmery. So they're really beautiful. Look, the amethyst has some silver in there, as you would expect. Okay, so I hope you can see these colors very well. They seem to have more sheen to them on this paper, which is a flat paper, so that's interesting to know. So that's the difference. Now, so the things you should be careful about is where you layer them quite thick. If you want to make splatters, make sure they're tiny ones, and if they're bigger, I recommend to just use some water and kind of wash it out a little bit. And this swatch wasn't intended to be like that, it just was intended to be the white swatch and then the splatters. So these little bits here next to it are actually an accident, because there was a big splatter in navy and it looked dry to me, and I went with finger and I smudged it. So I touched it with finger and smudged it, and then I realized that it's not going to be good, because if I'm going to close the book, it's going to, you know, make a lot of mess. So what I thought I would experiment with is using them as watercolor. So my Pentel water brush came quite handy here, and it didn't I thought I might damage the brush because they're shimmery. Nothing at all, they wash very easily off. And the good thing about it is they you can move them, so you can go back and add some water and, for example, you know, drag it out as you can with some watercolors. So I really like this, because that means I can use them as watercolors. Now, these are obviously they come in a spray bottle, but to be honest with you, I don't think I would use them in a spray bottle, simply because when I tried to do it on my first swatch here, it basically went everywhere. As soon as it hits the paper, it just splatters all over my desk, and you know, so unless you have those big mats that you can work on, I would not recommend to do that. So the way I did these swatches is I just unscrewed the bottle, and using this tube, I just kind of swatched it like that. So you can use it to draw with, but personally I think what I would do is either kind of do droplets with it, drop it, or do some splatters and then take my water brush and go and water them out. So yeah, that's the great thing. And I really love the colors. They're really beautiful. Like I said, Amethist has silver in there, so it looks like a purple in the bottle, as you can see. But in actual fact, if you look at the bottom, this is where all the shimmers settle. So it has a lot of silver in there. And the way to use them is you need to, before you use them, give them a good shake until you hear the metal ball. So there you go. So it took a while because the ball gets stuck in the shimmers at the bottom, and you really need to give it a good shake until you hear it. Some of them, when they're completely new, takes quite a bit of effort. I think Amethist was the one that took me longest to shake, or maybe Navy, I'm not sure. But yeah, so these are 9 colors that I have. I'm very happy with them, and very excited that I actually can use them as watercolors, because you can see you can create beautiful you know, watering down the colors. You can create beautiful effects which really resemble watercolor. So yeah, I have even experimented to take some quite big blobs and really work my brush into them, seeing whether I can completely sort of lift them from the page. And yeah, so it was almost completely liftable. This one, for example, there was a big blob here, and I just you can't see the actual drop. So yeah, they're very nice to work with. But like I said, when you make splatters, just make sure they're not very big, because unfortunately they will, you know, you can touch them accidentally, or if they touch another piece of paper, they will make mess. And I don't know if it takes maybe a few days to completely dry, but like I said, it's been 24 hours, and that's where we are at. So yeah, I would highly recommend these, especially if you are into watercolor or scrapbooking. You can create a lot of interesting effects with them. The fact that they're shimmery, and the shimmer isn't big glittery particles or anything like that, but they're very fine milled shimmers, which is what makes them very beautiful. In some areas there is more, in some areas there is less, and so you have this stunning effect, which is really interesting. So they're great mixed media to use in all sorts of journaling and art projects. So I hope you found that useful, and thanks for watching. I'll show you my colors once again. So they're all here, all 9 of them, and if I tilt them over you will see the shimmers settled nicely. There you go. So yeah, don't forget to shake your Color Shines by Heidi Swapp. Thanks for watching. See you soon.